You didn't hear that sound, okay? No one heard that sound. But then again, what would a stream be without some random Windows noise in the background?
Fire.
Welcome back, everyone. It's been an unusually long time. It has been 10 days, I believe, since our last live stream. Because, shock horror, Fork Found in Kitchen, I was in Estonia. And I enjoyed it very much. Thank you all so much for all of the tier 1 subscriptions flooding in right now from Twitch. I really, really appreciate that. Most importantly, to highlight among those was Alejandro Garnacho 22, who said, got some good news. I'm becoming a dad for the first time. Can't wait for Eurovision. Me and my fiance will see you in Basel. I am looking forward to getting the chance to congratulate you in person. That is huge, huge, wonderful, exciting news. And I'm delighted for you. Yes, welcome everyone. It's been actually, even though it's been 10 days, we actually have less news than we usually would because things slow down in April. And it's actually something that you guys might not know. If most Eurovision creators, ourselves included, you get this kind of ramping up from January, and it ramps up and up and up and up and up until you get to March. And then in April, interest goes like, because there's not so much news. And then things pick up again as rehearsals start. But there's still plenty going on. And obviously, we've now had pre-parties. And while, thank you so much, there's still subs flying in. I really appreciate that. While there is much to learn still, we are going to talk in broad terms about them tonight. Jay is here, of course. I'm going to put him on screen, I think. There we go. That's not Jay. Wait, it is Jay. Hi, Jay.
Hi.
There we go.
Hi, everyone.
So what we're going to start with tonight, we're going to talk a little bit. Firstly, I've got something interesting for you. Because I'm actually going to talk to you about the reason I was in Estonia, because I think I may have seen a few future Eurovision acts while I was there. And this was a very unusual event to have a press accreditation for, which was Tallinn Music Week. Someone asks, did you see White Girl? I didn't just see, I got the vinyl to prove it.
Oh my God.
This masterpiece is something that all of you are going to become familiar with in a couple of years. But we'll get to that. I saw some really great artists, and there are some that I want to highlight to you tonight because I think we may have seen a couple of artists that we may well see at Eurovision in the next few years, including some that you will be familiar with.
Is Tudor Bumbak one of those?
Tudor Bumbak was not one of them, but we all know he's going to win Eurovision eventually, and they were holding him back because he's simply too good.
What shame.
I also saw a synth pop girly who sings entirely in Welsh. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who've been like, oh, the UK should send something in Welsh or in Scots, Ulster Scots or whatever else, or Scots Gaelic. And, well, that's why I've tried to bring something back for you. I specifically went out of my way. I've tangled my headphones, sorry. I specifically went out of my way to try and find some things that I could bring back here to all of you guys and give to you something interesting. So that's going to be the second item tonight, but we are going to start with our sort of who we think is rising and who we think is falling, who has momentum and who doesn't. But before we do that, Jay, how was your week? What's been going on in your life? I feel like we've barely spoken because I finished the last video. You guys don't know the video from last Friday, which you haven't watched already. It's about if a ballad could win Eurovision. If you haven't watched it, make sure to go watch it later after this stream. I wrote it and filmed it so late that I actually just had to edit the whole thing as well. There we go. I've just knocked up my volume to someone who asked. I had to edit the whole thing as well, just because it would have given Jay no time at all to do it.
Yes.
So you've had a less stressful video week, but you started your new job.
Yay! Finally, after like 2 months of talking about it, but yeah, it's about adjusting. Like, I know what to do. It's just, remembering like names and routines, but it's a lot nicer than what I was at before. So everything's good.
Oh, there we go.
Other than that, I mean, I've had a busy week. It's been so sunny. I've been outside like every day for the past 2 weeks.
I am like a small plant. The sun comes out and I just kind of I bloom and I'm full of energy, and then it goes away again and it's like, well, now I hate everything in myself. It's basically how I operate. And I'm sure many of you can sympathize with this. Someone says, actually, will you do live streams in Eurovision week? So I need to work out exactly what's happening with the SC United and exactly what's happening with this channel. The answer is probably going to be yes. There will definitely be... begging the pardon, it's because I drank my tea too fast. There will definitely be videos. At the absolute minimum, there will be... we're going to do 2 videos, one after each semi-final. So we're going to record them on the Tuesday and Thursday night, straight after the show. We're going to release them Wednesday and Friday, basically as soon as they're ready. Which will be something along the lines of, 5 headlines from each semi-final, right? So people who are on the up, who did better than expected, any shock flops and trying to make an early diagnosis as to why it happened, anything that shocked us particularly. So you're going to have 2 of those on the Wednesday and the Friday. Obviously, afterwards, we're going to do a sort of review like I did, hopefully a little more positive than last year, but a review the following Friday like we did this year. We're going to do another winners and losers video. We're going to do a here's who will win Eurovision video the week before, again, like we did last year. That's what we have at the moment. But basically, we want to add as much as possible, without meaning to sound presumptuous, because I think, to be honest, they're probably thinking the same. I don't see how we make it through Eurovision week without doing something with Vibe. Like,
I hope we get to do something.
Yeah, I spoke to them. I spoke to them briefly, and I think they definitely want to do something. So 100% will do something with Vibe. I would really love to do a live stream and bring some artists on and interview them live. I think that would be a really cool thing to do. That actually leads me on quite nicely to a couple of other things that are going to happen soon. Firstly, we're at London Eurovision Party this weekend. We are going to be interviewing artists, but we're not just going to put them all on YouTube in the traditional way. Next weekend, us two will be joined by GJ from Ding a Dong, the Dutch Song Festival podcast, and also media at the event on Sunday. We are going to show you the interviews live on stream, and then we're going to talk both about how we felt about the performances at the pre-parties in general. That's why we're going to keep it light on pre-parties this week for the most part. So we're going to do that. And we're also going to talk about, having met the artists, having spoken to them a few times, how we think they're doing, how we think they're sort of adapting to this experience, and who we see has momentum going forward. Because the thing is, right, I know people want to watch interviews with artists, right? But I want you guys to get something more from it. I don't want it to just be an interview. I want it to be like an interview, and then you can come and hear our thoughts afterwards about how we thought, each artist, was doing, and stuff like that. So Marius says, loved your performance in Amsterdam, Gabe. I'm a survivor. There's going to be a lot of this, I can tell.
You don't even look like him, though. I don't get it.
I don't know. It's ever since I saw the picture of somebody putting... I'm going to find it. Give me a second. Somebody posted his face photoshopped onto mine. Sorry, my face photoshopped onto him with the caption "Garg," and it altered my brain chemistry. 1 second. I have to actually to find this, Jay. I have to take you off screen for a moment, but rest assured you can still be heard. Okay, there it is. The most horrific thing in existence. Let me open that.
Oh,
right.
Oh my God.
So, everyone, what do you think of this?
Oh, that's not.
Thanks, Ollie Not Pro, for the €5. I'm going to leave this on screen so you can all digest it for a moment.
Zoom it in.
You want me to zoom it in? Okay.
Yeah, go on.
There we go.
And
Ollie Not Pro says, what's your favorite pre-party / post-Eurovision event? I went to EIC in Amsterdam. It was awesome. Also managed to get a lot of pictures with artists. So I would say, actually, in general, there are some really good ones. They're all quite different in different ways. I think EIC is not actually one I've been to, but the sort of the really big ones, so your Madrids, your Barcelona's normally not this year, Amsterdam, London, it's this sort of really like, it's almost like a sort of Eurovision light experience in a sense, because there's this big atmosphere, you've got really big audiences. That's one of the things I'm really looking forward to about this weekend in London. But then also the Stockholm and Oslo ones are, I think, a little underrated. I'm going to leave this on screen for longer, by the way, so you're all forced to look at it. The Stockholm and I'll tell you what. Since you guys aren't enjoying it, let me just quickly take it off. We can look at something else instead. Let me just as I was saying, Stockholm and Oslo offer something. The venues are a little smaller and it's a little cozier from what I've seen. I really want to go to actually Oslo in particular. It looks really, really fun.
Wait, Gabe, when did you do that photo shoot?
Just something I've been doing on the side.
Oh wow.
I'm a busy man.
Yeah.
But no, I think the other thing is that if you're into the kind of Scansy pop thing, then Oslo and Stockholm are the place to be. You'll be much likely to get additional national final artists. What I will say though, and this is a general criticism of all pre-parties, right? I like Spirit in the Sky. I think Spirit in the Sky was a really great Eurovision entry. I have now seen Kano more times than my own mother in the last 12 months. Why must they be at every Eurovision event? Every single one. I've actually heard Monument by Kano live more than any Eurovision entry.
Damn. Yeah, why? It's every single one. Are they bored?
I think their booking fee is most affordable for assorted promoters across Europe.
Wow.
Now, time to get us to the point of what we were talking about, and also this is also to do with the thumbnail of the stream, which was people who have momentum at the minute. Because obviously, guys, there's nothing, with the exception of the pre-party stuff, which obviously we're going to be discussing in more detail next week, obviously a little bit now. There's not been much, we had all the songs last week and the week before, and the week before that. I want to talk about songs that we think are going in the right direction, that have momentum, songs that maybe aren't at the moment. And this is also linked to, in a couple of cases, to the video that I'm doing for Friday, which is going to be a fun one. I'll talk you guys through that in a bit. I'm going to start with one, Jay. I'm going to start with one that I think has momentum, and I'm going to go to you for one. All right?
Okay.
At the moment, after EIC, I would say I feel like the Czechs had momentum early, lost it a little bit because people maybe didn't, like, the dance break through people a little bit. And I think made people sort of stop, pause for thought. I think now we've seen it in action at EIC and people felt it worked. It feels like things are ticking up again. Hi, GJ. I see you in chat. This is going to be you in 1 week. You're going to be here with us. How horrible.
Not me, though. You'll stay safe.
What? Yeah. No, well, you're here. You're invited too, Jay.
What, the live stream next week?
I'm not booting you off. Oh, do you have a shift? Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Oh, no, that reminds me. Yeah, you do have a shift. Okay, it'll just be me and GJ, right? Anyway, so I actually think, having seen that live performance now, some of the momentum has come back. I think we probably should have known that Adonis was going to smash this live. The guy can really sing. He's got a really unique voice.
He's a really great vocalist.
And I think as well, in some ways, the dance break was such an outlandish choice for a song like this. We should have known they would have a plan. Like, it's not just like they're going to throw it in and then not like actually integrate it nicely. Everything I've seen, people seem to, think it was really impressive. Someone actually asked, yes, did you give the Besser to Wiesmunist? Yes. It is now on the trophy shelf of the record label that Kova from Wiesmunist runs.
Oh my god.
There is actually a video of the presentation, but I'm afraid it's going to have to remain lost media because it has members of Vicemunist without their sunglasses on, which I didn't think about because we were all drunk. Otherwise, I would have asked them to put the sunglasses on so we could do it. But yeah, they've got it. But yeah, so Adonis is my first pick of like momentum gaining. What do you think?
Um, I was gonna say Kyle Alessandro from Norway
Okay.
because his vocals. Because during the national final, I was like, okay, his vocals are really good, right? But it's probably just the auto tune. He sounds exactly the same every time he sings, and it's really impressive. Like I watched the Amsterdam performance. It sounds like perfect, pretty much. And I was speaking to our good friend Adam P earlier, and he was like, it's just it sounds like the studio track when he sings. So yeah, I think there's some buzz around him right now.
I think you can tell, like, that he has, even though he's only 19, if you compare his level of experience, you talk about teenagers recently in the contest, his level of experience with someone like Cilia Capsis last year. Last year, I spent a lot of time talking about Cilia Capsis in the sense of this could go really well or really badly. We can't really know because there's so much uncertainty because she didn't have that much experience. Kyle feels like a totally
Yeah.
different ball game. You know, when you're that young, having a song and a performance, which is basically a foil for your personal ability, like this song doesn't carry you at all. If you don't have the charisma and the vocal to sell this, it wouldn't work. But because he does, it works so well. And actually, I was thinking this earlier. The studio track came on. I was writing the script for Friday, which shows you how behind schedule I am. That I'm still writing the script for Friday. I was listening to the studio track and I was like, I just kind of wish I was watching a live performance of this. It adds so much of it to, everything's just so slick and well thought out. I mean, this is one of the strengths of Norway at the contest, and I do think they are exceptionally lucky that they had Kyle there, because if Kyle wasn't there, I think
Yes.
Norway would be in real trouble.
Yeah.
But I think they're in a really, really good place. I am going to say there's a couple that I think have maybe lost a little momentum based on what's happened at the pre-parties so far. Or maybe just based on the fact that we have lost a little, the fact that we found out a little more about the performance.
Mm-hmm.
One that I'm hesitant to say, given I made a video about how this could win Eurovision just last Friday, and I still think it could, but I've got a little more doubt in my mind about Austria at the moment. I think this is a
Right.
nailed on top 5 still. But we're talking the difference between like a great result and an amazing result here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's just this little bit of the sort of, is it going to sell live thing? I get that we're obviously missing the staging, and this does need the elevation of a big staging. But at the moment, I'm waiting for just a tiny little bit more. The big thing is, in that last 30 seconds, he doesn't seem to do all that much. Like, it's all on the studio track. They can't do that live. Because if they do that live, it'll totally kill the effect of it. He needs to be intimately involved in that entire last 30 seconds. So that's my thoughts on Austria. I don't know what you thought. But I'm not saying it was bad, because it certainly wasn't. I'm just saying it's like, this is the kind of pickiness you start having to get to when it's like, okay, is this going to finish 5th or 1st, right? You earn the right to be set standards like this. And this is, in my opinion, a great song, and JJ is a great vocalist. So you sort of earn the right to be like considered at that really high level. And then it's like, okay, this is the list of criteria, which is very different to if you're somebody who's fighting to qualify. But yes, so I'm yapping now. Jay, go ahead. What do you think?
I think, his vocal's really good. he needs like a. Do you remember John's Tears staging? Like he can't just be stood there. I feel like, good, like he needs something epic, because this song, especially the last 30 seconds, is like really like epic, and it's like this build up to this moment. So he needs to have something there. I kind of have an idea of what if it's anything like the music video, that would be quite cool. But I feel like everyone's expecting that, so I think they need to like you know, I'm doing a lot with my hands. Um
That's all right.
they
You wave
need
those
to
hands.
I've lost my train of thought.
It's fine. No, I think I know what you mean.
You guys know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is the music video. This is the thing, is that the music video sold the story, and you have to do that on stage. At the moment, things with pre-parties, it can be difficult to do that. And that's why you do always have to kind of limit. And also, pre-parties are, in some sense of the word, like, it's just a bit of fun. It's something nice for fans. So you can read a little bit, but not too much. So you do have to moderate a little. GJ makes a really good point in chat where he says that he feels like JJ has been, so many J's, been so caught up in what's going to happen in Basel for rehearsals that they've never rehearsed on what's happening for pre-parties, because he's an opera singer. He's not used to moving around. Yeah, I think it could be that. So we could see something very different live in Barcelona. I hope we will. Another one I think that has lost some momentum, and this is one that's quite personally close to me, and we're going to talk more about this on Friday, and I'll tell you guys what that video is in a minute, is our friend, thank you very much, Alejandro Ganacho, for the 100 bits, is Emmy and Ireland. And also someone, Alejandro Ganacho asked for polls. We'll do some polls later, okay? I promise you there'll be some polls.
Oh my god.
The thing is with Ireland, of the qualifying group, I'll go into this in more detail on Friday, they have the catchiest song of like the potential qualifiers right down fighting for that last spot. It's actually a really fascinating fight. Several songs, all with a roughly equal chance. But at the moment, I'm not quite seeing the charisma of the performance. Like, it feels like she's a little within herself. She's a little nervous, which is very understandable, but it's something that you really want to see ease away before we get to the contest, right?
Yeah.
And I
like,
don't
this
know
is the time to do it, though.
It is the time to do it,
yeah,
but just, we don't have very long, and it's a lot bigger stage than a pre-party.
Yeah. True. I mean, she's going to LEP. Hopefully we'll see her like come out of her shell a little bit more.
I'd be curious to know, actually, like, because also she's been like all around Ireland doing all kinds of Irish things and stuff. I'd be curious to know how she feels about the whole, because I think she's sort of, as far as I can tell, Irish fans are embracing her and stuff, but I'm curious to see like how her understanding of Ireland is developing over time. Someone says, how dare you? Look, I still think it's in with the chance of qualifying. Someone said, first time catching you guys live, and did I just hear polls? I'm sold. 10 out of 10 stream. This is the place to be. If you want polls, because chat bullies us into eventually just doing polls on everything, you're about 40 minutes to an hour away from that at most.
Yep.
No, I think there's some difficulties for Emmy at the moment, but there's time. She does sort of do this thing as well where she sort of like, as she sings, she sort of leans to one side to the beat. And like, if you have a steady cam shot, you don't want her to be moving side to side like this. I noticed it actually already at the national final, but she's doing it on stage as well. So it's a bit of a tick. I'm sure they're working on these things in rehearsals, but it's just something that they're saying they want polls about polls, and also that the polls want polls. We will do polls.
Great.
All of you need to be nice first. Someone said Montenegro's got to qualify in Albania for winning. I'd love for both of those things to happen, but neither of them will. I will say, though, because this is actually relevant, and we will go to what the video on Friday is going to be. this week, let's have a look at these odds quickly because I'm gonna demonstrate to you my point, and then I'm gonna try and avoid too many spoilers. What you essentially have, if the odds are correct, is this right now. Sorry, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you guys can hopefully see the country names. No, they just get more hidden. Okay. Well, you're just going to have to guess from the half of them that you see. But look, you have all of these countries with really similar chances. So, the question that I will be trying to answer in the video this Friday is, number one, if it really is 5 countries fighting for one spot, what are the chances of each of these countries? What do they already have in their corner? And then the sort of second point to that is, and is it really between these 5 for one? And should any others, are there any others that have come into it? Electric Eel Cookie, thank you so much for the £2 super chat. So, opinions on Ukraine, Bird of Prey. I love it. It's in my top 3. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Super up my street.
That song's grown on me so much.
Just keep listening. This is my like message to you guys. If you don't like Bird of Prey yet, just keep listening. It is the kind of music that grows and grows and grows. It has such a long shelf life. That's the beauty of it. It says, oh, it's not too heavy for Jay now. It does have a guitar solo. Ooh.
Oh my God.
That's pretty tough stuff, Jay. Are you sure? Are you sure you feel comfortable with that?
My mum has to be in the room when I listen to it.
Or so you can have a little cry afterwards, a little
Yeah, because it's just too heavy for me, you know.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Dave Siren, whenever he listens to Survivor by Park, he has an aneurysm. It's really quite concerning. Now, moving swiftly on.
God.
That was loud. Sorry, guys. I'm going to talk to you about something I did this week. Now, as you all know, I went back to Estonia. Thank you, GJ, for the €1 super chat. I went back to Estonia, and I talked about this before I went. I said I was going to Estonia. I recommended some artists, one of whom is the one behind this vinyl here. This is brand new print run of the album Emoji by Valga Tudruk, White Girl, who is an Estonian performance artist. And it is like shocking and dramatic, and it's amazing. And you guys really have to go and listen. This is somebody who we discovered by accident. We were in a bar in Tartu, and someone said there was a gig going on upstairs, and we went upstairs, and it was her playing to a room that was totally packed out. She is like a major like cult sort of figure now. I do love that vinyl, B. I absolutely love that vinyl. Massive recommendation. I saw her at Jessie JJ 199. We'll be talking about the UK. We should actually, so we will in a bit. But I'm going to talk about Tallinn first, and because this is interesting, and there's some artists, so I'm going to point out that I want you guys to go and listen to, because they're going to be. These are some artists who I think could be in Eurovision in future. There's a couple I've already talked about before. So, Valga Tudruk, like I say, one to look up. It's shocking. It really, it's sort of, but also whimsical, and also relatable. Like one of her songs, for example, I'll let you guys discover for yourself, but one of her songs is a story about when she was 18 and she was wanting to impress a boy. So she gave herself a bikini wax, except then she got a rash because it irritated her skin. And so the chorus of the song goes, now I have a lifelong trauma. It's whimsical.
Oh my God.
It's whimsical, and it's relatable. I won't be explaining how. Intelligent Rash Project, indeed. Secondly, and I have some videos of this one. I just want to find the right video, so I need to mute this tab so it doesn't throw sound at you like it just did. Wait, I can do that, and now you won't hear Jay either for a moment. They can't hear you, Jay. And I'm going to play you because I have been yapping about this girl for ages. Vilma Yar. And she put a song into UMK with one of the most extraordinary high notes I've ever heard in my life. And I don't think anyone thought she could hit it. And now, I'm going to show you what you missed at UMK with some barrier footage. So I'm going to play this. Might be quite loud. Jay, they can hear you again now. How clean is that? Like, girl hits some insanely high note. Insanely high note.
That is impressive.
With like, and it's not just like whispery or anything. There's power in that.
Straight
like,
on the note too.
This girl has some serious talent. This was one of my big highlights. I'm going to get her name up on screen. Let me quickly just search for me so you guys know what to look for. This is the song, Huuta, that was her entry for UNK. I have been, someone says Intelligent Shilling Project. Yes, I have been shilling for Vilma for ages because I believe in this so much. We've been listening to Vilma for what, a year, 2 years, Jay? Because I remember us dancing around at UMK to a previous song of hers. Is the high, Kat says, is the high note too heavy for Jay? Someone says Vilma Yas Queen.
I swear. Oh, that's...
You know what else I heard live at Tallinn Music Week? This might make a few people, not Bashar al-Assad. That's an unfortunate, I don't know why it suggested that. I saw this song and this man live.
Oh my God. Lucky. You're so lucky.
I saw it live. This was so great. So great. And it was, I mean, it's a really random robbery. And you know what? He's a really nice guy. And the interesting thing was, so he wasn't just performing, he was also doing, and this is very relevant, and I wanted to talk about this, actually. Bashar was also on a panel where you had a Taiwanese classical musician, the director of the music section of the Ukrainian Institute in Estonia, and Bashar talking about politics of music and talking about the effectiveness of boycotts and stuff. And it was so interesting to actually hear it from the people it affects. Naturally, Eurovision came up. GJ says, Vibe said Jay is worse at Minecraft than Gabe. Is that true? Yes. Jay was useless, kept dying. But you'll see that all over on Vibe's channel soon. And it was really interesting because there wasn't really a yes-no answer from anyone when it came to Eurovision. You know, because this is something that Bashar said he had received a lot of conflicting advice, a lot of conflicting thoughts about, and so on. He wanted to express himself and his cultural and national identity. And it was actually interesting because the Ukrainian speaker, whose name's gone out of my head actually, talked about how important it was to Ukraine and sort of how important platforms like Eurovision are. And so you have this really weird set of contradictions. And it was really interesting hearing it from the people who are affected by these conflicts about how complicated the cultural position of Eurovision is. Because you do have this moral quandary where on one hand, you are providing a cultural and political platform, in some sense, to Ukrainian artists, Ukrainian self-expression, which I think we'd all agree is a very good thing. On the flip side, as we discussed in the Israel and Azerbaijan are exploiting Eurovision video, it's like, okay, you are doing that. You are also doing the same for Israel. And Bashar was talking about how he'd been previously really passionate about getting Palestine into Eurovision, how he really wanted there to be a Palestinian voice in Eurovision because he understands the power of the platform. And I wish I could have had you all in the room with me for that talk. And I actually think it would be something super interesting. This will probably be for after Eurovision. I would love to set something up. I would love to actually do, because we've previously fundraised for medical aid for Palestinians. We've encouraged people in videos and stuff. I would love to do that again, but I would love to have that kind of proper conversation with Palestinians and Ukrainians on this stream and actually talk about some of these really difficult ethical problems around Eurovision. Because I think that's the way to go. I think the only way that we as a community can build a better understanding of of the different contradictions and so on that exist in this space is by having Palestinian voices, having Ukrainian voices talk to us directly about it. And of course, if it's after the contest this year, it means that this year's artists will hopefully be able to engage with that too, free of repercussions to their Eurovision experience and participation from the EBU. Because if there's one thing we were taught last year is that they cannot trust the EBU as far as they can throw them. So this is something I would really, really love to do. Hopefully, some point later this year, let's try and get it done. So I really want to talk about that. That's the really interesting thing about these industry events, these conferences and stuff. There's all these things going on, that all these debates are happening. And it also shows, because this was a busy event, you know, I think there's a perception that maybe certain industries are hiding away from these issues a little bit. I think if you look under the surface, you start seeing these conversations happening at quite a high level. It's a very difficult position to be in, right? I want to highlight one more artist, and this is one who probably wouldn't be in by themselves, but be in with someone else. And that is a producer called Boy Pepperoni. Boy Pepperoni is making the best dance music in Estonia right now. The best. No competition. And here's the bit that you guys will all love. Boy Pepperoni is a close collaborator of Anne Marlens.
Yay!
So I think I'm gonna get the name up on stream so you can go have a listen at some point. Anne Marlin and Boy Pepperoni have done loads of music together, including the album, which if you look in the corner of my camera there, you will see their album that they did together. I have, my thing. I go to Estonia, I bring back vinyls. Okay, it's what I do. And if you guys go and listen to this music, it is like this really sharp, modern dance music. People are talking about, he was on the team for Kulm. If you loved Kulm, like, this is the kind of thing, and it's this really exciting trend that is developing in the Estonian music scene now. And there's labels like Korvad Udesed, who are at the front of this trend, who are producing some really, really interesting stuff. You saw some of it in SD Laul this year, but there's so much coming. And it's so exciting. If you want a song to listen to, other than Kulm, of course, I think I can obviously only play like 10 seconds. This song is like it's like crack, but like it's just got this and you can imagine how Anne Marlin's voice fits perfectly over that. So that's my advice to you. In addition, I should say that Tallinn Music Week is a public event. Everything I've just described to you, you can go to if you want. So this year's page. They've already got the program up for next year. If you're under the age of 26 years, you can get all the conference pass and everything, and all of the access for €75. And the amount of music you get for this. If I just click on one of these days, I mean, look how many different events there are. All these different artists, all playing all at once. And if you have these passes, you can just go from event to event. And so, yeah, I can't recommend it enough. That's what I was doing this week. And you genuinely, like I say, you will see some artists who you go, wow, I could see them in Eurovision one day.
So what you're saying is I should go next year?
Yes, you should. Somebody said, ask Palestinian artists who aspire to participate in Eurovision why it's one of the most dangerous destinations for LGBT visitors in the world. In my case, that's where the discussion stops. And of course, you'll be very concerned then about the number one organization, which is killing and harming Palestinian LGBT people, which is the Israeli Defense Forces. Anyway, we're not going to get into that here. Now, yes, there was jazz, there's funk, every genre of music you could imagine. So this one you see on screen, Folktronica. This was one I went to because it has, you can see, Vilmi Kuule Hetke. We're an Estonian flute duo. And you know what? It actually was... It was real. It was real good. I didn't see Kille Veas, unfortunately, but obviously there'll be plenty of chances next year. But like jazz, there's literally everything you could want. There was a punk stage, there was funk, there was club nights. Yeah, it was amazing. Sorry, I completely went off about that, but I just thought it was really excellent. I thought it was really, really good, and I enjoyed myself. Do you want to come next year, Jay?
Yes. Take me with you. Please.
Right, I think I've just about filled my quota of like random musical hyperfixation for today. Mods, I will say keep an eye on chat now because there are going to be some people who are gonna start talking. We're going to move on, and we're going to continue something that, which is why I'm faffing around my phone, that we did a little bit last week because there was or the week before, because there was so much to talk about. We actually didn't end up doing that many questions from the Q&A. So I'm going to invite you all now. Yeah. Put your questions in the Discord channel, stream questions. If you're not already on the Discord, there is a link in the description.
Oh.
Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Get the raid notification.
And they want a poll. Okay. And if anyone has a good idea for a poll, just post it in chat. Maybe I'll choose my favorite one.
Jay versus Gabe.
Yeah, Finland and Baltics turning Eurovision into the indie showcase. And we need to know if you are hyper-fixated on seeing Dolly Style on Sunday. That's the other thing. I'm going to see Dolly Style on... What if we interview Dolly Style on Sunday? I don't know how I'll react. Like, with Eurovision artists now, once you've been in the fan press bubble for a few years, you learn to keep your composure, right? I'm going to lose my composure if I meet Dolly Style.
I've only been doing this for like a year, so I will be fangirling.
But the thing is, Jay, you have a really good way of fangirling. When Jay, it's really funny. I can tell when Jay is like really starstruck by a Eurovision artist because he goes totally non-verbal and he just sort of stands there like. And if anyone talks to him, he just goes, "Yeah." And then it just goes back to sitting and staring.
Oh my god. You noticed that? Wow. That happened a lot in at the SD LOL after party.
Yeah, no, I noticed that. It was really funny.
I was just like,
So, as for questions, and lots coming in. Someone says, "Oh, this is an interesting one. What's your favorite movie of all time, Jay?" We'll do Eurovision questions mostly, but we'll start this one.
My favorite movie of all time is Donnie Darko. I could talk about this movie for hours, but it's just a great movie. It really makes you think. It's about an evil bunny, so yeah. What's your favorite movie, Gabe?
My favorite movie. Okay, I have like the mainstream option and the like fuck off, don't be a pretentious twat option. Would you like both?
Right. Yes.
And then I have the stupid option, and I'll get to that as well. My favorite movie, the mainstream option, and this is the most mainstream option ever. I'm gonna get tomatoes. Shawshank Redemption. It's great.
Oh,
it's brilliant.
brother, this guy stinks.
But the non-mainstream option would be Cinema Paradiso. And Cinema Paradiso,
I think I've heard of that.
Is a movie about someone immediately said, "Oh yeah, Gabe is straight." Cinema Paradiso is a movie about a young boy who befriends like an elderly cinema operator, and it sort of and how their relationship develops, and then it follows like the boy's life, and it's really beautiful. Like it's one of the most beautiful pieces of media I've ever seen. I sat like in silence for like half an hour afterwards. It was heartbreaking. And then as for stupid films, because everyone needs brainless films, right? That you stick on.
Yeah.
2012. John,
What?
for those of you who
What?
haven't seen 2012, John Cusack escapes the apocalypse by driving away from it.
Oh my god, that's so stupid.
It's the stupidest film ever. I must have what if you want to switch your brain off to I've seen it like 20 times. And it's so dumb.
Oh, it's so dumb. Have you seen the CinemaSins video on it?
No, I haven't. Oh, we should can we watch that together at some point? I feel like I'll enjoy it.
Okay, yeah. Let's do it. Oh, it's so funny. That movie's ridiculous.
It's just so dumb, and it keeps like increasingly stupid turns. And when they go to Yellowstone to find this conspiracy theorist who turns out was right about everything, and then he's like, "You gotta go to China," and then he's like, "Okay, we're gonna go to China," and then they just so happen to bump into the famous billionaire. Just watch the movie; it's ridiculous. It's one of the dumbest plots you'll ever see. There's also some really bizarre things, like random plot points that is like, why is this here? Like, for example, the main character's daughter, they make a whole thing early on in the film about how she has to wear, like, sort of nighttime underwear because she has bedwetting problems. It's then not mentioned at all for the rest of the movie until the final scene when, like, there's, like, the happy ending, when this is apparently healed. And it's not clear how this is in any way related to the story. And, like, I hope that I'm not getting... Thank you so much. Oh, Misk, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Miscellany, for those of you who don't know, is one of my old friends going way, way back to the Guitar Hero days. And he's been following this channel for longer than you guys knew it was a channel. But yeah, at the end of the film 2012, basically the wife...
You don't want to spoil it, do you?
Okay, right, fine. I'm not going to spoil it. Just go watch it. It's ridiculous. Next question I just saw, and this is actually a really wholesome one, and it is Eurovision related. What Eurovision creators do you think are worth following and or underrated? It would be cool to get some shout outs. I know exactly straight away there's a couple who come to mind. So I'm going to get their channels up on screen so you guys know who they are. I'm going to start with one that I would hope is obvious. This is one of the channels that I think is the very best. And I put them on screen now. Overthinking It. If you guys aren't watching Overthinking It, then I don't know what you're doing. Overthinking It have unparalleled analysis. This Tommy Cash video they put out a week ago literally changed everything about the way I thought about Tommy Cash and about the entry. Like, this video is incredible. You have to go and watch it. And all the stuff last year as well. The Joost Klein video they did last year, Joost Klein was so affected by it that he sampled it and put it in one of his songs. So Overthinking It are like the ultimate masters when it comes to analysis of Eurovision in terms of like digging deep into the songs and the artists, and their whole research process is incredible. So that's the first one. Another one I want to highlight. I'm going to quickly say, although obviously you guys know Gotham because he's been on the stream very many times. Of course. Got him.
Bestie.
And what I really love, thank you so much, Alejandro Ganacho, has just gifted 10 subs as well. Thank you so much. You're clearly in a celebratory mood with the engagement, which is great to see. And obviously really, really happy for you. Thank you so, so much. But yeah, Gotham, he hit 2,000 subscribers like yesterday. He's been growing really fast this season. He has, and also what I really love watching with Gotham, and you see this with like creators who've just started, and I don't mean this to sound patronizing or anything. I love watching how Gotham improves every video. Like his quality of writing, the way he edits. It's like watching someone develop their style like this is such an amazing thing to see. And I'm super, super proud of him. He's also a professional hater. Like if you guys really want a kind of totally unfiltered, then Gotham is what someone said. I saw Benjamin Bratz at EIC. That's doing him dirty. Because got like that guy with the afro from the with the guitar from the German national. Well, you know what? I enjoyed. I think everyone else has forgotten who that is, Ollie, but I enjoyed the joke. So thank you. Another one I want to highlight is somebody who has actually been making some really, really great content this season, which is Stuart McLean.
Yes. I've watched a couple of his videos now. They're really well made.
Really, really well made. He's you know,
Yeah.
I have to say this Eurovision 2025 make or break year was a really, really great video. This Serbia video actually, it covers some different things, and I think it has an interview in it, so it covers some different things to mine. So if you've watched mine, you might want to watch that too. The frustrating thing was, I saw that came up when I was writing my Serbia video. I deliberately didn't watch it until after I put mine out, because I was like, and it was so frustrating because I wanted to watch it so bad. And yeah, his thumbnails are super pretty. In addition, in the press center last year for an ESC United live stream, I really, really needed some headphones, and I was panicking, and I didn't have any. And then Stuart saved the day. So like there's a
Wait.
you know, so there's a video of me somewhere. There's a live stream from last year where I have these big headphones on, and it's because I borrowed them from Stuart. No, he's great, and also this guy knows how to make videos. Like his storytelling is so slick. So those are my choices. I'll stop at 3. What about you, Jay?
ESC Tom, obviously.
Of course. I should say I would have suggested ESC Top just because I already suggested 3. He was going to be the next one I was going to say. Sorry, continue.
His analyses, you know what I mean. They're so in depth that it's like, damn, I'm like really deep in the iceberg right now. His videos are very well made. They're easy to watch. Yeah. He's always like one of the first people that analyzes like a certain set of like national final results or like the running order, for example. So yeah, he's very good.
What I really love about Tom is that he has the rare combination of quality and quantity. He does things so fast, but his analysis it comes so quickly, but it's such high quality. And because of that, you get the kind of, I instantly, you know, this thing just happened. I want to know. I want to get some serious like analysis and reaction to it. I know who I can go to for that. It's Tom.
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
go on.
Is he going to Basel this year?
I hope so. I think so. I really, really hope so. He was there. He was there in 2024, so I'd hope to see him there this year too. What was your next one going to be?
Alicia Michelle, I find hilarious. She is one of the
queen.
funniest creators.
Over.
Yeah, no, and I want to meet her. She seems very lovely, but she's not going to Basel this year. So my window for ever meeting her is thinning.
Yeah, I think the thing is, right, what you guys got to understand is that the Eurovision creator space is pretty small. Everyone knows each other, right? And so you can tell a lot based on how other people feel about creators. I think I can say with, you know, pretty safely that Alicia is seen as one of the most like well-respected and like one of the kind of leadership figures among Eurovision content creators. Like, you know, there's, you know, in every like community, you have people that you turn toward, that people turn towards, like, oh, this thing has happened, what should we do? There's certain people who you're waiting to see what they say. Alicia is one of those people. Yeah, and I think she's great. You get one more, Jay, and then I'm gonna throw in a couple of extras.
I get one more. The piece around.
The piece
Love
around.
Her reactions are great.
Yeah, I think with her, I appreciate her perspective because it's sort of like there's an element of like, I think she's given some. I'm getting to it. I said it a couple more in a minute. Give me a moment. I think I respect when I hear Rachel say something, I respect it because I feel like it's coming from an informed point of view. Like she's got this kind of, you know, like I hear something and she'll make some insight and I'm like, yeah, like this has credibility to me because like I know this person's credentials.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice. We've already named 6 and there's a bunch more I want to add. Most importantly, someone who's done a huge amount for this channel as well, which is the one and only ESC Cat.
Oh, Yes.
Our
Great friend
queen.
of ours.
And Kat just has this like innate ability to entertain. Like I like how when Kat tries something a bit different, it's still entertaining. Because there's, she just has that sixth sense, and that's the most important thing. If you have that, that's like it. So I'm really excited. I actually think that in the coming years as well, I think Kat is going to grow and grow and grow, and that's going to be super, super exciting. I must shout out. Oh god, I don't know how to spell GJ's podcast name. It's in Dutch. Dinge Dong, de Eurovisie Songfestival podcast. Mostly in Dutch, but they do have videos on YouTube in English, some interviews and stuff. The big one I really want to highlight. This is something you guys need to go and watch. This is a half-hour interview with the actual the producers of This Year's contest. This is one of the most insightful half hours of content you can get this month. And it is, like, all of you should be watching this. Because you just learn so much about them, about their thought processes. This kind of thing is, and like, this is what GJ and Marco do. And I just, I'm obsessed with this interview. Someone says, since you speak German, do you know ESC Compact? Yes, of course. I'd love to work with them at some point, but it would be very, very difficult for me to like go on a German language podcast or something because my German is a little rusty. But yeah. So yeah, you guys really need to. So this is I think the last one. There are others people are mentioning, which obviously are hugely good friends of ours. People like Eurovision, I see in chat, has been mentioned. Probably the best sort of national podcast of any. The level of insight that Eurovision have and the level of connection they have with the Irish broadcaster and the artist each year. I mean, you saw that with Bambi Thug last year. There's this amazing, really sweet video of Bambi and Connor from Eurovision hugging each other in the press center after the final because Connor was just so proud. And yeah. And there's others. We've talked about Eurovision World, Misha Eurovision recap. People have said, I want a vocal coach.
Eurovision Hub. Shout out to Eurovision Hub.
Oh, yeah, the one that Jay's on. Eurovision
Yes.
Hub. But you know what? I want to point out something, okay? So we're going off. This stream is a bit here and there tonight, guys. But you know what? Sometimes we just need a bit of a yap. And also, we got to shake it out of our system a little bit just because it has been 10 whole days. There's a few people, by the way, saying that they really like me speaking Dutch. Maybe I should read. I'll read you all some lyrics or something later, shall I? So where is it? Your first video was the Montenegro was clickbait, right?
Yeah.
Where is it?
There it is.
There you are on the thumbnail. Oh, that's really loud. Right. Now, what do you recognize about this room?
Yes. So this happened by accident. So I was
I can't even remember why you were
Gabe.
in my house. Because I wasn't there when you did this. You were in my house
you weren't.
by yourself.
I think I was yeah. I was house sitting. Let's say that. I was house sitting.
I like how you lit the candles at the back in advance. You could have cleared the crap off the table.
Yeah. Well, whatever. My shoulder was covering most of it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So this happened, and then so I plugged all my stuff into my laptop, right? Guess what I forgot to do after? I forgot to plug it back into Gabe's PC.
Oh,
and I still feel
pissed.
bad about that.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
I sent him a message being like, if you're going to use my desk, that's fine, but at least plug everything back in afterwards. And everything around here is cable managed to within an inch of its life, so it was quite complicated.
Because I left. I had to rush to leave. I think because my train and it just didn't come across in my mind. But yeah, great setup. Very nice lighting. Thanks, Gabe.
Yeah, no, you're very welcome. Now we're going to answer one more question, and then we are going to move on to something else. We can always come back later. So Carlos says, if the UK had a national final and asked you and Jay to host, would you accept? Obviously, yeah. Will never happen. But it's nice to think about. I'm scrolling through. I'm going to find a good one. See one that we can both answer.
If Jay is on the thumbnail and Jay is the reason Gabe just clicked on it, does that make Jay clickbait?
I think it does. I think it does.
Can't read the name from there. Who said that? Click Jate. Okay.
Click
Okay.
Jate. Oh, well, that's upset me. Okay, this is a good one. It's a tough question, but the standalone best artist gig you've ever been to. Jay, you first.
I haven't been to very many.
Well, just say your favourite then. You don't have to have been to many to say your favourite.
Karia.
At Roundhouse in 2020.
No, Cornelia Jacobs.
I can say because I was there. When Jay and I went as part of a group to the Cornelia Jacobs gig, it's the only time I've seen Jay like sob. Like it wasn't just like a few tears. It wasn't just like a little emotional. Jay was sobbing.
Sober and sobbing. Like, yeah, because Hold Me Closer is like my favorite song ever.
It was a great gig. It was a really great gig.
Yeah. She's incredible live.
That said, there were these 3 really unpleasant Swedish girls who'd followed her around on her whole tour, who deliberately lied to a couple of my friends in order to get them to leave the venue before Cornelia came out to say hello to the fans.
Yeah, the lengths some people go to.
Yeah. Fan behavior.
Kind of insane.
But, you know, these things happen. As for my favorite, although I was slightly distracted by the fact someone just said, can't believe Skibbity Parg is streaming. Don't make me put the picture back on screen. I still have it somewhere.
Oh, no, please don't. Please.
My favorite gig of all time. I'm just quickly thinking. Because there have been a few which were really, really incredible. One that was really special, not my favorite, but one was really special. Like in a sort of like, you know, emotional kind of way. My dad loves Kate Bush. And she did a tour in 2015 or so. It was her first tour in decades. And my brother bought my mum and dad tickets to go and see her. But you had to have the ticket holder's ID and the ticket holder had to be there. Luckily, me and my brother look quite similar. So I got to go and see Kate Bush. And that was really, really cool. And she's an incredible musician. Lee says, I'm not jealous at all. And everyone else is like, my mum loves Kate Bush. Yes, everyone, if you are British, your mum and dad probably love Kate Bush.
I heard she's still running up that hill.
Yeah, I heard that too, actually.
Yeah.
Sisyphus looking.
Shut up. That was awful.
It really was. And then I will say, God, it's so difficult. I'll try and pick one favorite gig of all time. I think I have to say, I mean, there've been a lot of really great gigs I've been to, but like, I met the love of my life at Carrier. So how am I meant to top that exactly?
That's fair. That's very fair.
You know, like obviously the gig was great as well.
Someone said Jay? Oh.
Yeah, sure.
No,
It
it's not
was
me.
Jay. Listen, you all ruined a
Aw.
beautiful moment. A beautiful moment. Look what you all did.
Oh, guys.
Honestly. Right.
No fan fiction, please.
Now, we're going to move on to the next section. And Jay, this will require you to look at your Spotify. What we are going to do, because you get insights, different insights based on what you like, what's in your top 10, is not necessarily the same thing to what you listen to more widely. So, I thought it would be interesting, Jay, if we went and looked at our Spotify on repeats. And so we can have a little more of an insight into not the ones that are necessarily our favorites in terms of performances, but the songs that we've been coming back to, the things that we've been listening to. And maybe we can do some polls here, because with some of these Eurovision songs, we can poll everyone and say, is this in your on repeat?
We can what, everyone?
Polls. We can poll everyone.
Okay.
What are you suggesting, Jay?
Nothing. Let's keep going. Anyways, let's move on. So what's your on repeat looking like, Gabe?
Right. So what we're going to do is, I think we're going to talk about some of these Eurovision songs. I think let's rattle through some of the obvious ones first. Like, Ish Comma is on my on repeat. It's going to be on yours, right?
Oh, of course.
Please tell me Ish Comma's
No.
on yours. What?
That can't be right. It's not on my on repeat for some reason.
Are you listening to it, or are
And
you
it was updated 2 days ago.
Or are you
I
watching
think
it?
I'm just watching it on YouTube.
There we go. This is the other thing, is like, what do you listen to versus what do you watch the live performance of? I am making a poll of this because I want to know who here, someone said, Uxi Kaxi Kolme polls. These guys love polls. And somebody, I think, is saying that they're going to have on repeat in their poll. Is Ish Comma in your on repeat? Question mark. All right. Some mods, you do it on Twitch, please. I'm doing it on YouTube. And it'd be interesting to see if there's some songs that we are listening to that the audience isn't, or vice versa. Because there's a few in here that I'm looking at and I'm thinking, I don't know if everyone else is listening to them. That said, I will also say this will maybe counterbalance the movie choices from before in terms of, vibes. Joyride by Kesha is in my on repeat.
Still?
Yeah.
It's gonna become like your most streamed song. I swear.
It's bottom of the on repeat, but it is still in the on repeat.
Jesus Christ.
See, this kind of thing, right? It teaches me a lot about our audience. Because firstly, mods, somebody please give Twitch chat a poll. They're getting very angry. Only 53%. Half of the audience is not listening to it. Not going back to it. If you answered no, tell me in chat if you answered no, whether you are going to the performance or it's because you don't like it, or you like it but it's not something you go to and listen to in your daily life. I'm gonna end the poll now. That figure of 52%, 52-48. It's a very Brexit kind of result.
Oh my god.
I know it scars me too. I voted Remain, just to be clear. I'm not a bad person.
I wasn't old enough to vote yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mods, help! Somebody please make a Twitch poll.
Is there even any mods?
Yes, there is. Adam is here.
Adam, please.
Yeah, there's a lot of people saying I just don't like it, by the way, about Ish Comma. Sorry, go on.
Oh, crazy. Anyways, I think maybe it's the case for me as well. It's not on my on repeat right now because I don't want to overplay it, I think. Because I don't want to get tired of it too quickly.
So you don't want to do this. 1 second. I'm going to show you guys something. I'm not necessarily proud of this, but I'm trusting that this is a safe space. Okay? In a minute, I'm going to put something on screen. Kat, the poll question was, is Ishkoma in your Spotify on repeat? Yes or no? I am going to... I need to find my full streaming history, track by track. Here we go. Show all. When was it released again? What was the release date? It was earlier than this.
It was late January, maybe.
Oh, here we are. Right, so this is what happened on Ishkoma release day.
Release day.
Release day. I'm really leaning into the Dutch thing tonight. Kat, sending you love. Hope you're feeling better soon. Shablalala says, Ishkoma and subscribes for a third consecutive month. Thank you so much. Just so you guys remember, you can subscribe if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free on Twitch and support the channel in the process financially. But yeah, as you can see, I was quite excited, but I did remember to fit in one listen of Kulm just beforehand.
Oh, of course.
And one listen of That's a Viesmina song, and everyone should go and listen to that song. But yeah, this is a great song, by the way.
Everyone
if you
should go
heard
listen
this
to the Viesmina song.
You should also go listen to this song.
Mother of God.
Song. This is a great song. Mother of God is a great song. I think Sam's still in chat. He loves Mother of God. But yes, so there was a lot of Ishkoma. This is what I've been on today.
Fire.
You'll probably recognize most of this. I've been Heaven Sent by Christy Spiteri has been kind of growing on me, actually.
It's great. It's great. I love that song.
Just to be clear, Carnival came up on the shuffle. I didn't choose it. I didn't skip it, but I didn't choose it. Humalahulu, great song. So, we're going to go to the next song on our on repeat. This is one I think might get a slightly higher result. And this is Cunt by Mariana Conte. Now, this is apparently third on my on repeat.
Gabe, I just found Ishkoma on my on repeat. It's there.
One day, Jay will One day, Jay will learn how to read. I fully said Jern. I was like, Jern will learn how to read. It's like...
Oh, no. That's going to be a thing. Gabe, what have you done?
Not Jern.
No.
And chat has latched straight onto that. Oh, dear.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's not on my on repeat. I just searched it, so
it's not letting me. It's actually not letting me post the poll. Oh, there we go. Right. I thought it was because of the word cunt. There we go. Yes. Jern. Should we do people that are saying Jern?
Oh my god. You have too much power. You actually have too much power because my name can't be Jay anymore.
No, it's everyone's like, oh, hey, Joey. You know what I've been seeing on Twitter, which is really funny, really fucking funny, and I think you already know what it is.
Oh god,
I'm gonna find it.
What are you about to show me?
Is that people have been doing this when they let me see. I'm trying to find because it's like a copy pasta. Found it. Okay.
Oh yeah, I've seen
this is so funny. So some of you may have seen somebody made a video of a mashup of like clips from the Eurovision was a complete disaster video. And
wrong goes wrong.
Total with
chaos.
captions
That
like
dread
this.
turned out to be justified. Booing, the heckling, the atmosphere was acrimonious. Absolute fever pitch.
And it's just, honestly, it's so funny because that video was a pretty emotional one. Out of context, all these clips are so funny. I sound completely mental and I just think it's hilarious. But people have been posting this with like songs that they want to qualify with this quote. And there's loads of these. Like if I go on the view quotes, there is just loads of them.
Oh.
And this follows up on another one. Wow, exactly 50% of people over on Twitch, by the way, said that... Exactly 50% said cunt is on there on repeat. 66% said no on YouTube. The next one is going to be Iceland. So start thinking about that. And Jay, while I find this thing, that's a very nice photo of Kat and Zoe May. While I find this thing,
Yes.
Jay, is Iceland on your on repeat?
Yes, it's 7th.
It's 7th. Mine is
Rowing
higher.
Today, rowing tonight.
Mine is 6th. Kulm by Anne Marlin is 7th. I'm looking for...
6th on mine is something else that we'll probably talk about. Maybe.
We're going to come to whatever it is that is next. I'm scrolling through Kat's Twitter feed looking for this thing she posted. Kat, tweet less so I can find things more easily. You know what I'm looking for, right?
No.
I'm going to hold everyone in suspense. It's this meme that Frederick from the Discord made. And then Kat posted it on Twitter. And it'll be quicker to find it on Twitter than it will... You know what? No, I'm going to look on... No, I can't look on Discord because then they'll take you off screen. The GIF, Kat. Yes, the GIF. Sorry for all the scrolling sounds. I'm going to find this, guys, because it was really funny. It was so mean, but like in a really funny way.
I'm so interested in what you're about to show.
It's a meme
Because
that involves... Wait, oh, she's going to retweet it. Yes. All right, Kat, I'm waiting at the top of your timeline most expectantly.
How many tweets does Kat have? Is that 70k?
Okay, let's not... Kat's trying to help us out here, and she feels ill. Let's not roast how many times she's tweeted.
Okay. Sorry, Kat.
Kat, the tension's killing me. I promise you guys this is worth it, because it's so out of pocket, but it is very funny. By the way, guys, I hope you enjoyed my temporary thumbnail earlier.
That was so stupid. I watched you send it to me on WhatsApp and I was like...
I was tempted to just keep it the thumbnail and be like, it's a homage to Joost Klein, because apparently making thumbnails homages to people is a thing that Eurovision channels do sometimes. There it is. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, fair enough. Oh.
Like, I'm sorry, guys, but this is the funniest. This is the funniest, like, edit that any of you have ever made. Thank you to Frederick who made it.
Oh my god.
Right, everyone. By the way, follow Kat at Eurovision Kat. Let's try and get it to 10,000. She's at 9,260 at the minute. Now, I need to post a poll. I need to post a poll asking if Roa is on people's on repeat. I realized tonight, guys, things have been just total chaos here. But sometimes you just need to... I feel like we just need to relax. This is one of those weeks. We've got to shake it out of us, right?
Yes.
Someone says, can I hire you for my office meetings? A lot of nothing burgers there. Yep. Absolutely. I take any and all offers. Right. Someone said, we broke Jern.
No.
Oh, guys, you upset Jern.
Gabe.
Yes.
Oh.
Right. Is Roa on your on
something in my
repeat?
house fell
YouTube.
over.
YouTube chat, your time is now. It was 52:48 no in Twitch chat. It'd be interesting to see if it's any different here. So this is interesting because with the others so far, it's been kind of like favorites, right? Whereas here, we're now talking about a song that is not considered among the favorites. And yet, it's on more people's on repeat than some of the others that we've polled here. It's about 52-48, either way, 50-50. So people are listening to it, and it's the sort of thing that people are going back to as well, clearly.
Maybe it could be people like trying to make it click as well.
I don't. I think it's catchy, and it's the sort of thing that people, if they've just got the playlist on, even if it's not their favorite song, they're not going to skip it. I think that's the thing as well. And it is quite high up the streaming numbers. It's in the top 20, I believe. Someone says, "I have an announcement. May I say it? I'm probably going to regret this, but yes."
Oh,
Right, and then you're going to tell me what's that next one, and you're on repeat that you're going to talk about, and I'll tell you if it's in mine.
Deslocado, Portugal song. Because it's been so sunny in the UK, I have been listening to this song every day. It's the perfect song for that weather. It's not on your on repeat, isn't it?
Sorry.
Yeah. You need to hop on that because it's just great. Have you listened to the song at all?
Like once or twice, just it hasn't. Yeah, it's not there for me yet. Someone says apparently Macwell likes.
I feel like we'd
yes,
love
that's
it.
true. I don't know. It's one of those things. I'm going to get it at some point. I just haven't yet. At least that's what I suspect is going on. So we're saying, is Deslocado on repeat? And then we're going to stop poll. It's it's a nice song and I respect it, but it's not going for me right now. I feel like I'm missing something. That's not to say that I don't like songs on that subject matter about missing home, and about the importance of place. I think it's one of my favorite things actually. It's like songs that sort of cover. The announcement, by the way, now I said, okay, Italy is organising the first Eurovision-related event in Italy. That is super exciting. Maybe if there's a pre-party or something, we'll go. Pre-party in Italy would be a lot of fun, actually. Unfortunately, Jay, at the moment, it's not looking great for you when it comes to Deslocado. We're looking at 75% say no.
What the hell? Okay, Kat, back me up here.
But I know that last 25% is the biggest Deslocado defenders. Like, people love this song. People either
I am a
don't get out there.
huge defender. I am a Deslocado apologist.
I Want to Destroy You by Henka is in mine. Now, I know it's quite early, but because there isn't that much going on this week, and I do have to still write tonight, I think we're going to answer a couple more questions, and then we are going to probably wrap up after that. But first, what do we expect from London Eurovision Party this weekend? If anything. Is there anything that we haven't already learned from EIC that you think we might learn this weekend?
Well, just today, ABBA and Tina announced that they're not doing LEP. And I am so upset because they were my favorites. Of course, that's my luck, right?
It is.
But,
It
well.
is.
I hope she gets better.
Yeah, I was also, but also she's clearly been unwell for a while, and like you just have to rest. You cannot work your way out of illness. You just make it worse.
Yeah.
And it's just So hopefully she'll be fine.
It's a real shame, but yeah.
I'm very curious as to how Sweden goes. I mean, I
know?
think Sweden's going to be just fine, but I'm very curious to see how that goes down. Just because it's going to be their first time in front of Eurofans since they didn't do EIC.
Oh no.
What?
My internet cut out for like a second, but you're back.
You're still here, Jay.
Everything's all good now. Yeah.
Adam Pearl Burns says, I love ESC Gabe channel and editor Jay, biggest fan award to me. I think we should ban that person. They sound weird. Don't you think so?
Yeah, they sound weird.
Put user in
Yeah, no,
timeouts.
but
There we go.
let me just block that number as well.
Yeah. I'm also excited to see from EIC, someone just mentioned the UK in chat. Apparently, remember Monday in the UK, vocals were stunning. I really want to see how that is this week because I've deliberately not watched the UK's performance at EIC. I want to see it in person and be surprised and get to have the wow, like live wow factor.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was going to say, haven't you watched it yet? But
No.
yeah, that
but
makes
please
sense.
do talk about it. Also, thanks, Kubas. I saw that follow. And it's great to see you here. Have you seen it then? What was it like? Because you know better than me.
The harmonies are on point. Like, yeah, it's really well done. The individual voices as well. They're so like the studio almost. Like, it's really impressive.
That's exciting.
And I feel like that it will be the same for Eurovision, hopefully. I think it will be. Someone said the UK is going for the OG model this year.
The OG. It's literally
Kinda.
the UK this year is just Yeehaw OG.
Yeah.
Like they're just a country music version of OG. The thing is that the OG model did work. It did work quite well. And I saw that live in 2017 and it was one of my actual favorites live because of how good the vocals were. So I may revise my thing. Obviously, Dolly Style, the thing that like I'm going to lose my shit at.
Oh,
So if any of you
yes.
are going to be there this weekend and you see me completely losing it to Dolly Style, no, you didn't. You didn't see anything. Mind your business. Or dancers. Or you can dance as well. You know, that works too.
I'll get Gabe's reaction and post it on Twitter. So
No, you
follow
won't.
me on Twitter for that.
No, you won't. I'll fight you. Right. With that, we're coming to an end. But I think because we haven't done it in a few weeks, Jay, it has just occurred to me that it might be nice to give people an insight of where we're at and give our top fives at the moment. See if anything has changed.
Okay, let me just switch my camera
Okay.
because I need my phone. Actually, no, I can use Eurovision Place. I use Eurovision Place as well.
Yeah, so you'll be fine. End of stream poll for the road. What should we poll on? I want suggestions. We're going to do one more poll tonight, and you guys get to choose. It can be whatever you want it to be. So hit me with your suggestions. Someone says, we need a pastel outfit for Gabe. If you're paying. Jern or Garg?
Jern or Garg.
That's it. Jern or Garg. I'm setting it up on YouTube.
Why do I feel like it's going to be so close?
I feel like this is going to be like 50-50. Right. I've started that poll over on YouTube. I'm sure Mod will do it on Twitch. In the meantime, my fifth place. And here's the thing, right? And this happened in previous years. When you build relationships with artists, the way you view the songs completely changes. And as a result, this song, ever since we started like doing stuff with them, has just been going up and up and up and up my ranking. And I've liked the song more and more. And that is Roa by Vibe, which is now in my top 5.
Fair enough.
So that's my fifth place. A big rise. And they've knocked Albania, which is now 6th, out of my top 5 to
What?
as well. Yeah. I just think...
What?
Yeah. I've got Albania in 6th. That's a spoiler. What's your fifth place? You're horrified, Jay.
No, we're talking about this more. How is Germ not in your top 3?
It's really tough around the top of my ranking, okay?
Crazy. That's... Nah. Wow.
Somebody said Skibbity Garg versus Sigma Germ. You look horrified. Tell us your fifth place. Go on.
My fifth place is Milkshake Man by Gojo.
Okay. I would have been like, a few weeks ago, I would have been like, but I kind of understand it now. Like, low-key,
Yeah.
that's grown on me a lot. And the production is really, really good. And it's catchy as hell.
Yeah. This song, I'm so excited to see live.
Yeah. By the way, he was great.
So,
I heard he was
yeah.
really good. I heard a lot of people say
Yeah.
he was really great at EIC as well. So that'll be an exciting thing to see. My fourth place is Sweden. Didn't think I'd ever I didn't think this would be happening anytime soon. It could have gone all the way up to second, but it's like very tight between my second, third, and fourth. My fourth at the moment is Sweden. Sweden, I always watch the performance. I don't listen to the studio version. But it just makes me smile so much. It's so entertaining. Those guys are such pros. This is the thing. If you're a really great, they're really good vocalists, right? But they are world-class entertainers. And because of that, they have that like sauce that makes the whole act more engaging. And this is the thing, is when you get these kinds of like humor-based musicians and stuff, that kind of joke act insincerity that some people have, for example, said that, Tommy Cash, some people think Tommy Cash has that. Personally, I actually don't agree with that assessment. But going back, people said, thinking that kind of like Dustin the Turkey kind of mold, right? The joke act, which is the joke act for the sake of it. I think because, and it's like really insincere, the Bara Bara Bastu actually feels really kind of sincere and really authentic in a lot of ways, because it's fun, made by people who just, you can tell that entertaining people and making people smile is what they like live and breathe every day. I just love it. It's wonderful. And it makes it so much more genuine and makes it so much funnier, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
What about you? Your fourth place.
Oh, I've actually been switching it between two right now because I am so stuck. But I think I'll go with this. My fourth place is my what? My fourth place is Ishkoma.
Only what led you to that conclusion there? We're all listening.
I think I played it a bit too much.
Have you accidentally made yourself bored of it by playing it incessantly?
Yeah. But I will say, it still hits. It's just I need a little bit of a break from it.
That's fair enough. I scaled it back. I still love it, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But I listen to it less now than I did before, because before I was like absolutely, I was slamming that song. It was on all the time, and now, especially because I think in April you do cool the jets a little bit. And I talked about this before. I do think we all get really hyped in national final season. I think we do need some time to rebuild our energy for the actual contest. And that's kind of good to have April. Gabe, did you ever get that with Nendest? No, never got old. That song never got old. That song never got old. And someone actually asked me before, what's your favorite Eurovision related vinyl? There's a signed Vis Ministon pull-up vinyl over there, which would easily take that crown. Third place into our top three now. And this is another one that I'm standing in, although I am going to read out this comment first from Kubas because I think it's really interesting. This is about artists growing on you once you've worked with them. Once you view these people as something else other than just an artist you don't interact with, the way you view their song and overall walk and them as a person changes. A song you'd brush off suddenly grows on you because you get that, oh, I know these people personally and want to support them. The vibe changes drastically when you know the person. That's why I'll defend Marco Bosniak till I die. I completely agree with you. And I get this a lot with all artists who we've been lucky enough to do stuff with. It's really interesting. If you look, for example, The Code, obviously I loved it in Eurovision season. If you look at when we filmed the Iceberg video, I start listening to the song again quite a lot. And so you get this kind of thing where it's like you have a good experience with somebody, and then it makes you want to. By the way, I couldn't say this last week, but I can say this week. There was a small private gathering where a few songs from Nemo's upcoming album in the future were played. This is going to be the best post-Eurovision release of any Eurovision winner in years and years and years. I really cannot explain to you how, like, this is somebody who is an absolutely incredible artist. And these songs, I wish I could hear them again. I can't say too much.
Is there a release date?
No. And this is still something that's in the works, you know? But I found out I was allowed to say that it happened. So I'm now saying here that it happened. I can't say much more. Will there be a vinyl? I hope so, because I want one. I'm sure there'll be a vinyl. But yeah, so when that does come, whenever that may be, and this is the kind of thing that will be worth the wait whenever it does come, you've got to make sure that you're buying it. This was really, really, really special. This is going to be a really special record. I'm so excited. Now, my third place, got sidetracked there. My third place is Lithuania, Catharsis, which is actually down one from last time. And it's just, again, it's the same thing. It's like the smoothness of the vocal, that incredible live performance. Far too heavy for Jay, says Little Miss Lily.
They're in my top 10. Please.
I think they're finishing top 10 at least. And I think I've seen one or two people start to say it. I'm not the only one saying it now. You know, and I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this because I want to see where it's going to go. And I think it could be going places. That's what I think. And that's that on that. What do you think, Jay? What's your third place?
My opinions.
Yes, your opinions. Also, everyone's saying Tavor now.
My opinions on Lithuania?
Briefly, and then your third place.
Okay. Well, I love that song. First of all, it's not too heavy for me. God.
All right. Sounds a bit defensive. The lady doth protest too much.
Bro. This song is great. I have really in-depth analysis of songs, right?
It's beautiful. Yeah, that was really moving, actually. The song is great.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about your third place? I feel like you'll have slightly more to say about your own personal third place.
My third place is Zjerm.
See, you guys all dunked on me for having it sixth. And you don't have it that much higher than me.
That's a whole 3 places.
Yeah, 3
that
whole
is
places
2 times
out
3.
of 30-something. That is... Yeah, okay. Just tell us what you like about Zjerm, then.
It never gets old. And I feel like he'll still keep climbing, to be honest. This song just... Okay, so I'm probably butchering my hearing, but when I listen to this song, I have it full volume on my AirPods, and that bass is just you just want to you know that meme where it's like,
oh, what you mean the bit where the song goes?
Yeah,
I love that bit.
You're ascending. Yeah.
This is the kind of high level analysis people come here for, is when we go, yeah, I love the bit where it goes. But that's so good. Right? They put crack in that bit. Are we the only ones who think this?
Surely not.
No, there we go. See, I can see some people agreeing with us. So I do love the as well. I'm going to move up to second place. I'm going to move up to second place and say Ukraine. Up one.
Okay.
I just can't stop listening to this song. And it's really up my street. I mean, I've talked about how much I love progressive music, but this is the one song that's one of the things I'm finding saddest about this Eurovision season is the way that is watching people not appreciate this as much as I think it should be appreciated. It's my favorite Ukrainian entry in years and years. That's not a discredit to the others. And there's some incredible. I know people are going to say, "Oh, what about Teresa and Maria? What about Stefania?"
Yeah,
Those are
I
incredible
was going to
songs.
say that.
But for my taste, I rarely get something like this in Eurovision. Like, I rarely get something that's this to my taste. And when it hits, we've gone through, guys, before. Remember that Stats FM with all those prog bands up at the top. It's just this perfect intersection between like my sort of Eurovision taste and my like non-Eurovision music taste, and it just goes beautifully together. And someone in chat says same feelings but with post-punk in terms of Lithuania. James says, and I want to point out they are lovely and you should get them on a stream because they will say yes to you. I would absolutely love to have Zifferblatt on a stream. Maybe we should try to do something in Eurovision week. I will send some messages. I'll do my best, guys.
Yeah.
I would love to have Zifferblatt. I'd love to have a bunch of artists come on during Eurovision week. I think that would be so exciting.
Can we get Miriana?
Oh, God.
Please?
I would love.
And Sissal?
I want Miriana, Sissal, and Erica on the stream, like, together.
Oh,
I think it would be such chaos.
God.
I would just sit there and let it happen. I wouldn't say anything. I'd just sit there and let them yap.
Beauty blender.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was so funny. I look like a beauty, and it was the way it was the emphasis. She said blender with such panache.
Blender.
She was like beauty blender. It was so funny.
Oh my God, I can't wait to meet her.
Oh gosh, it might be this weekend. In fact, hopefully it will be so fantastic to get to speak to her. What's your number 2, Jay?
My number 2, I will say my top 3 is like they're all so different from each other.
Mm-hmm.
But my number 2 is Voyage.
Oh, okay. I feel like
Yeah.
last time we did this, you said this was really high, and I had the exact same. Whoa! I didn't expect that reaction, but I'm still surprised. So, explain how you found the only song in Eurovision which is not too heavy for you. Go on. What do you like
Do you
about
see
this
how
song?
he believes me?
What do you like about this song? It's like a nice warm hug, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. It's like it feels cozy, And I love French music, so this is a song just for me, That ending bit where like it just builds up into this like whole like I could just say half sentences all day about this song,
I do really love that little chorus, but the bit where it's like obviously much more tunefully than that. Just as and the way the song sort of grows outwards as it hits that, it just sort of makes you go like
and it just like softly explodes.
Yeah.
It blooms.
Right. Now, our winners. It will not surprise. I've said it every single time we've done this. Finland. Look, I know why it's my number 1. You guys know why it's my number 1. Star quality, a level above for me, remains a level above. She's incredible. This song is incredible. I still think she could win Eurovision. And as I said last week, I have money on her winning Eurovision. So that's how confident I am about this. Jay, go ahead.
My winner is Buller, Germany. Now,
This guy loves struggle. This guy just really loves struggle.
Yeah, so you see why I'm so upset about them not going to LAP.
Yeah.
But also, maybe it's the right choice. This song is crack. The whole album is crack. Like, if you look at my stats.fm, I think it's it must be high up. Like, all of that album is high up my streaming recently. And I can't wait to hear them live finally at some point. It won't be this weekend, which is
We'll
there.
make sure we see it in Basel in some way. I promise you.
Yes. Are they performing in the second semi?
Can't remember, but we'll work it out. In any case, I mean, we're there the whole week.
Yeah.
There is Elysian 03 Cassandra in chat is absolutely delighted with you right now. And says that I love you for having
can't
Germany and
see
Switzerland
chat.
as your 1 and 2.
Oh
So,
yes.
before we go, I have one last little thing to cover. Now, I don't think there's going to be an update to the model this week. I haven't seen one anyway, which is strange because I thought they were doing updates every week. And especially since Euro Jury was cancelled, I would have thought it would be higher up, but that's whatever. That said, I did badger James until he gave me a tiny, tiny, tiny sneak peek. And all you're getting from me today is that the two songs at the top are currently tied on points.
Oh my god.
So, we'll talk about this next week when there is an update. It was like a little test. He did a little, obviously, because this thing is, the model has run far more times than it's published, right? And they sort of test it, keep it working along. Dolphin Dane did also reveal model results. What I think might be a really good thing to do, actually, because I don't want to squeeze that into a footnote at the end of the stream. Next week, once we've gone through everything for LEP, and GJ's going to be there, and once we've watched the interviews, let's maybe put the two models side by side, not to compare them, because they have very different methodology. They're built in different ways. But to just, as a sort of experiment, to see, okay, we have a sort of representation of two different ways of looking at the same problem. What do we like about both? Let's approach it from that way. What does each of them tell us? What do they agree on? What do they disagree on? And see what that tells us about the contest. Now, with that, I believe we're going to draw to a close. Before we do, there was a request earlier for me to read some more Dutch. So,
God, here we go.
I'm going to read, by request, the lyrics of De Diepte by Estine.
Best Dutch Eurovision entry of all time.
Ja. Ken je het gevoel dat je droom niet uitkomt? Ben je wel eens bang dat het altijd zo blijft? Want het regent alle dagen en ik zie geen hand voor ogen. Jij en ik toch samen, dat zal altijd zo zijn. And then obviously the ooh, ah and stuff. Hier in de diepte hoor ik steeds maar weer je naam.
Ooh. Ah.
That tickles the brain. Okay, I'll do one more verse. Ik schuil onder de tafel en ik hoop dat jij me vindt. Ik wacht al heel de avond, ach, ik lijk wel een kind. Ik bijt weer op mijn tanden en ik weet dat jij dat ook doet. Maar god, wat moet ik anders? Wanneer is het genoeg? There you go.
Ooh.
Get me drunk enough in Basel, I'll do it at karaoke. That's my promise to all of you. Right.
Oh my god.
With that, I will wish you all a goedenavond. And I will see you all on Friday. I'll see you all next Wednesday. Just don't forget, put it in your diaries now. There will be another stream same time next Wednesday. We can't do it on Sunday because LEP is on. And next Wednesday, like I say, we are going to have a whole bunch of exclusive interviews. We shouldn't forget, Vibe they have requested that my interview with them next on Sunday at LEP is only about Minecraft. That will be premiered live here for the first time on Wednesday. So it's a good night from me and it's a good night from Jay. Good night.
Good night. Goodbye.